Hi Forge followers, John Carlo here with Forge Recruitment. As we build our careers, it's inevitable that we're going to hit points along the way that ultimately shape and define who we become in our career and the direction that we take. Now, sometimes these happen out of good things. So for example, a promotion or maybe a graduation or a big sale, or sometimes they happen out of bad things. Maybe you're struggling at work, you get fired, you get laid off. And so how you respond in that moment will ultimately define where you go in your career. Today, I want to share with you one of my earliest memories of a career defining moment that I had. It wasn't something big that happened, but it was something that was said to me that definitely shaped how I carried myself in my career moving forward, and also how I carried myself outside of work. I was in my early 20s working at my first job, and I wasn't doing very well. I was struggling, and being someone in my early 20s, I had a ton of excuses for things. I probably wanted to blame things and maybe people as to why I wasn't being successful. And my manager pulled me aside. He had a private meeting with me. He said, "John Carlo, you think you're smarter than you are." Now, in that moment, I could have easily fought back. I could have defended myself. He didn't say it in a very aggressive way. It was just a very matter-of-fact way. But what I did do is I took it, I sat with it, and I reflected on it. And what I started to do after that meeting is, instead of thinking everything I was doing right and there must be something else that was broken or wasn't working, I started looking at what I was doing, and I looked at what other people were doing, and I looked at the people who were doing things well and what they were doing. And I started to realize that maybe I'm not doing things the right way. And how can I learn from others? How can I gain other people's perspectives on how I move forward with my job to correct what isn't working? And those words, "you think you're smarter than you are," have stuck with me up until this day in a lot of the decisions that I make. Now, this isn't to say that I second guess myself or I don't have confidence in my decisions once I made them. But what those words did is they ultimately humbled me, and they forced me to consider other perspectives when making a decision. So now, what are things that I can maybe missing? What's in my blind spot? How do I analyze something further before I decide on a decision? And so those words have definitely shaped how I've carried myself through my career. It wasn't a specific good thing or necessarily a bad thing. It was just words. And so something as small as that had a real impact. So why am I telling you this? Well, you could be going through something very challenging right now. Maybe you're going through something very positive. And ultimately, it's how you respond to those things and what you take from it that will shape who you become in your career, and maybe also who you become outside of your career. And so I just encourage everyone to reflect on big moments or something that stuck with them in their career, and what was the response to it. And if you're going through something challenging now, can you take something from it, or can you respond in a certain way that is going to have a positive impact on the direction of your career moving forward? Anyways, this is just something I wanted to share with you. Hope you found it interesting. As always, if you have any questions, be sure to contact us. Happy job hunting and good luck.